Hi, I'm Shannon Grissom. Are you looking to ignite your creativity? Or how about be inspired by a steady stream of muses? Welcome to Painterly Life, the podcast that celebrates those who create, inspire, and innovate. So whether you're looking to spark your next big idea, reignite your passion, or simply soak in some creative energy, this is the place for you. Painterly Life, where every guest is a new muse, just for you. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Painterly Life podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Grissom. Today's guest proves that creativity happens on and off the golf course. He's a storyteller, a connector who gives back big time, and the co-founder of the Ignite Golf Network. Please welcome the golf father himself, Bill Cuebas.
Thank you. Hold the applause for later. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so how did the whole golf father thing start?
It took on its own life. I had gotten injured in the line of duty. And when I got retired, I didn't have anything to do. Growing up in New York City and in Spanish Harlem, it was a lot of opportunities that you don't know about until you get out the city. So when I got out, when I got retired, I moved down to Florida, and I had a neighbor that was constantly harassing me to go golf. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Golf? I was like, putt. I don't play putt. That's in the past. And he kept every day, you got to come. And finally one day I was like, okay. So we went to this range, and I just fell in love with golf. I fell in love, literally. It was like a Tuesday, about 5:00. By Saturday, I had a full set of John Daly clubs because I thought that was the thing from Sam's Club. So I had all that stuff. And I just thought every day I was going. And then I started playing in par 3 courses. And it just took off. The love of it, it just snatched me. And it gave me a purpose. And during that time, when you get retired, a lot of people don't, oh yeah, you're retired. No, it doesn't happen. You go through depression. You get depressed because your life, basically what you were doing and what you love to do, is taken away. Yeah. And there's not you can do about it. So I kind of went towards the golf and didn't realize the tranquility that it had. The nature, everything was just there. And I was like so peaceful, and it eased my mind, and it just gave me different purpose. And then I saw a contest. I started doing social media, which social media I avoided like the plague, because you don't want people knowing where you live. You don't want people knowing your life. You don't want people knowing anything, in the profession that we had. So I was like, okay, I did it. Saw that wonderful thing from Mizuno Golf, like average Joe to a pro. And I wrote my story on it. And actually, your question was, what did golf do for you? And I said, it basically gave me my life back. And that's what golf had done. And I was the second person chosen in the country to be part of Mizuno's team for that. And there was 12 of us that were chosen to do this average Joe to pros, and they treated you like a pro. The staff bags I still have. I got all my pictures. I had a caddy. You name it, I had it. They flew us to Atlanta. We did all kinds of fun stuff. And that's where everything sort of kind of just started spiraling for me, because now you have a life. And you're like, wow, this is really, really cool. And I guess I had a personality, which I didn't really know that I had. And they're like, we really like you and we love your story. So it just took off. I just started doing the circuit. I did TV, radio. I was on Brian Kirkpatrick's show for the Golf Channel and everything. And I remember him shutting off my mic because I had too much of a personality. And then we became friends afterwards, because I still had that little thing that in back of my head, New York City, you don't know how to stay quiet. You got to reply when somebody, you got to come back. You got to have that last word. But it was a great experience, and it just took off. I started getting lots of people wanting me to be part of their stuff. And one of my best ones was Matthew and Mitch Lawrence, the twins. They were in Chariots of Fire, Eddie and the Cruisers, and everything else. I got a phone call, and I'm like, yeah, who are you? They're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, crap, I got your movie. I got the movie. It's one of the 3 movies that I have on my desk. And they're like, huh? He goes, you're lying. I was like, is this your cell number that you called me from? And he goes, yeah. I sent him a picture. He was Sal Diamato on Eddie and the Cruisers.
Wow.
So he does a talk show in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and his brother does one in Kansas on the other side. So they do a lot of different things together. So I started doing their shows and stuff like that. It just took off. And then ultimately I ended up on Big's Golf Talk. And they were syndicated out of Chicago radio. And it was every Saturday and stuff like that. And apparently my show was a hit. So the Golf Father was created afterwards because I was just Bill Cuebas at that point. But people just said, we want to create the Fairway Mafia. And I was like, huh? How does that really work for a guy that was in law enforcement and now he's going to be a part of the mafia? So they decided, there was like 8 of us, and somebody just said, you're going to be the Golf Father. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a leadership role. And I didn't want to be a leader at that point. And, oh, you're the leader. So that's how I got my Golf Father thing. And unfortunately, I think I'm the only one left in the Fairway Mafia, which still does media and everything else. So, I contribute everything to that Fairway Mafia of creating my personality and my persona of the Golf Father. I've never made anybody an offer they couldn't refuse. I've done everything. So, I don't know. I just been very, very blessed in a lot of things because, like when you take up something, you meet a lot of people. Like I got to meet you, and I see your Sock Monkey Oracle cards. I have mine. You know what I mean? So, and honestly, I've known before, for when I first got them, we were using them every day. Every day we used it to pray. Right after prayer, we would do a card, and mysteriously, almost, I would say 98% of the time, the card that we read that day impacted one of the 5 of our lives when we did it. And it's quite incredible. I still have my original Sock Monkeys that I was privileged for you to sign. So I still have those, my original Sock Monkeys. I pull them out to celebrate my birthday. Just ask Jane, because she sees the picture. I set them up for my birthday because that's how I used to celebrate with my Sock Monkeys. But I haven't seen a real Golf Father head cover yet. So I'm going to have to talk to Jane about that because I think I need a picture of this lovely face. I don't know if people are going to buy it, but maybe I can make an offer, One they can refuse.
Well, I love how you had such a challenge. Your retirement was because you were injured in the line of duty. So it wasn't something that you chose, but then you landed in such a beautiful place with the golf and so many blessings there, and your life was transformed, and you've been such a positive impact on people. I'm thinking also about your charitable work and Folds of Honor. Can you talk about that and how you got involved in that and how you give back through that organization?
Well, it's funny because, funny, not funny. I had seen the stuff with the Folds of Honor. It had just begun. It literally just started. They ended up being a major. He was a major at the time. Dan Rooney, he's now a colonel. He was on the show. So it started. It was one of the first people that we had on the show. And I loved it. And I had a kid going into the military at the time. So I was like, I put myself in that space. What would I do if they didn't come home? What would I do? Because what people don't understand is when your kids serve, you serve as well. You're in there. I have one of my twins. She just recently retired from the military, forced retirement. She was injured, and so she's going through all that stuff, and I've been helping her with all her things. But they get forgotten, and I knew it because I remember growing up. My uncle, he was a Vietnam vet, and I remember the stuff that he went through and the stuff that he talked about and didn't talk about, and the things he could handle, and the snapping and stuff like that, and not people supporting him for what he did. So I took a really, really big thing to Foes of Honor. And I saw the little boy's story. I saw the casket. I saw everything that was going on. And I called him Greenie. No, nonetheless, his name was Greenie. So Greenie, I had talked to him, and he was the poster boy. His father was a twin that ultimately was killed in the line of duty, and his twin brother served. And I became very good friends with his brother. So I supported the cause. I met Major Ed, who almost paid the ultimate sacrifice, losing a leg and lots of different trauma that he went through. And, we just connected. He happened to be in Florida one day. He invited us over to his house, and we just hit it off. And I never hit the ground after that. I just kept going. I was flying high with them. I did everything. I travel. I've done all their shows. I've done the Patriot Cup, Golf Channel Patriot Cup, Oklahoma, the Patriot. They got the new one in Michigan. So I kept that a purpose. And then as that expanded, the 22 for suicide, that became really, really big as I started seeing more of my friends, not just in the military, but in law enforcement and first responders. They were taking their lives, and there was no help, for the family. So I was like, well, I can do something. I may not have a lot of money, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to be rich with money to bless people richly with what you can do. I have a natural gift that I didn't know that I had. And I put everything that I have, and I think that's what helped propel me. I have the golf father persona, but everybody knows that it's not in that kind of way. I'm not the golf father. I do it in the total opposite way.
Right.
I give, and I take, and I take, and I give, and I can do this. I make connections to people. I love doing that. I love being able to make connections and watching stuff go, whether it's small, whether it's big. I just love doing that and helping, especially when it comes to the military, because you never know. You never know who you're going to impact. We can create all the programs that we want in this world, whether it be to help for suicide prevention, never leaving a man behind or anything like that. And I've always taken that hands-on, especially with my youngest, because the thoughts that they get in the military from service is something, unless you serve or unless you're in that kind of field, you're never going to understand that it has on them. We can be there and support and try and help, but sometimes it's not enough, no matter what we do. And I think I've done a lot, but I know it's not enough. And I keep going and I keep doing, and I make introductions all the time, to different people, meeting people. Square Shoes introduced them to Major Ed. John Daly, they made a special shoe where the proceeds went directly to the military. Robert from Squares decided he was going to make a shoe to help benefit the 22 that were committing suicide every day. And I love knowing that I have that impact, but no matter how big it is, it's too small. It really is. There's no way. I don't honestly, I think that's what keeps me going, because I still want to make an impact. People are like, oh, what you do. I don't get paid. This is not a job for me. It's never been a job for me. I don't get paid. There's nothing that I don't research. Foes of Honor was 91 cents of every dollar going into the foes and to the recipients. 9% was basically to cover costs and to cover salaries. That's why I did it. There was other charities that I went to that didn't have that. And when I see that it's more about one person and not a group, I don't participate. So a lot of people want to start and do certain things, but when you take golf is a great avenue to help people, whether it's business, whether it's a passion that you have outside of it. I know people that golf not for golf. They golf to make the friends, to help the people, to do things that people don't want. Golf is fun. Golf can be great. You can be really, really bad at it.
Yes,
And
that would be me.
yeah, but look what you got. You got sock monkey head covers. You came out with songs about your Cobra,
I
and
did. I wrote
you
about
know,
my driver.
yes, you just don't know. And if you can use everything that you can to help people,
Yeah,
ultimately, I followed you because of your head covers.
yeah.
You would join. I followed Daphne's head covers. Then I got to you, and then I got to the sock monkey, and then I got to this. So ultimately, it goes full circle. You never know how it's going to work. And people are like, oh, it's no. This thing means a lot to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it up. I wouldn't show it. It stays with me. My son, who has autism, he has issues, and we went to therapy. He goes to therapy and all this stuff. These cards are now in his therapist's office. She uses them.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
oh,
So it comes full circle. When you start talking to people and you get that connection, like, hey, this might actually help. It's helped
yes,
us. It's helped
yes.
me. And it's there. It's there. I've seen them there, and it's used. So you never know the impact. It could be small, but ultimately it's all because of golf. Golf started it,
It did.
and then you run with it. You
It
get to
did.
decide how you're going to run. And I just want to throw out real quick, this screen back that you guys see all back there, that's because of my new big adventure coming. I can't give all the details. I won't give all the details yet, but it's going to be unleashed at the PGA show in 2026. I think we might
Ooh,
have a soft opening coming in October, but it's really, really big. And the purpose is to reach a lot of people, do a lot of things. And ultimately, while golf was the engine, I've got to meet people like you for painting. I've met people that do all kinds of different things and have multiple different avenues of helping people. And that's what this next adventure is going to be. These last couple of years, the last 3 or 4 years, my life's completely changed. And it's been a true blessing. I mean, I got to meet great people, and you can tell when somebody has that fire in their soul for the right reason, and
yeah,
it's not about money, and that's what makes us rich.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
if you do things from your heart and you want certain things, you got certain goals. I always set a higher goal, and I don't think I'm going to make it, but then I make it. Then I supersede that, and I keep going. So it's like, you just want to set high goals. Use golf. You may be terrible in golf, but you could use it as that engine to help you meet some amazing people. There's been a lot of blessings for me, and that's how I get it. Helping others and seeing others people succeed. Ultimately that makes me very, very happy. Very happy.
Well, you really, golf is a great connector. So you've had the connector through your law enforcement background and golf. And for me too, when I go out on the golf course, I am at peace. Even when I'm playing a really bad game, what I'm focused on is golf and the people and the experience. And so the rest of the world just goes away. And it's like, for me, it's like an active meditation. It's like a walking meditation. So you've done a lot of creative work. Your writing, your podcasts, all your PR work. And how do you combine your creativity with your golf? Do you come up with creative solutions when you're going up and down or?
I It's kind of weird because golf's it the golf course is my canvas. Let's just say
Mm,
it's my canvas, and it gives me the ability to create whatever I want. I can imagine anything I want there, and ultimately, when I'm on the golf course, why I'm focusing on golf, I'm focusing on how I can use what it's giving me to give back to somebody else to get them there. Because ultimately, it is. you have to visualize.
Yes.
You visualize things, and
Yeah.
then you create through your paintings, through your cards. All these things come like the people might think, oh, I have an idea and I'm going to make it happen. That's not how it works. You get an idea, then you visualize that idea. Golf course is my blank canvas. What can I do? How can I bring people here to help people here? What can I bring from this golf course outside of my golf course to enrich my life as well as others? So I've become embedded in a lot of groups, and of course I have in his grip. I don't know, people can see my tattoos. Well, all my
Oh, wow.
tattoos are basically about baby Jesus. So I'm into God. I love God. I love everything that he's given me. And there is for no other purpose. I've always have, I was a catechist for over 20 years, but in his grip is another golf group that I got to meet from the golf course. And, I've met Bobby Jones Jr. I've met so many people because of that group, because we had that one thing. And I sat there all the time on the golf course, and it made me appreciate God even more. The beauty, the nature, everything that was going. So focusing on that and learning how to express myself through that time on the golf course gave me everything, the ability to paint outside of it per se. You know what I mean? I got to do a lot of things outside that golf course that transpired basically on that golf course. Those are where my ideas are created. That's where that 4 hours, people are like, oh, it's a slow round. It's a slow round. They drive me crazy. I was like, dude, relax. Life is short. Take it in. Yeah, we're going to golf 5 hours today, but we're here for 5 hours. How many people can't
Yes.
do that?
Yeah.
Not everybody can say, "Oh, I'm going to go golf for 5 hours today." They don't have that opportunity. We do. So I create a strategy while I'm there. I break up my time, and I focus on what I want to focus on that golf course. Because even in between holes, waiting for shots, waiting for people, you have a choice. You can sit there and enjoy the beauty, or you can sit there and use your mind. You know what I mean? So I'm a firm
Yeah.
believer. I can pray anywhere, everywhere. I don't need just to be in the house of God to pray. I can pray everywhere, anywhere I want, whether it's on the golf course. If I see something beautiful, I can focus on that. Just don't be hyper focused on one thing, because you never know what that next idea is going to come.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen, and boom, then oh, that's what I want to do. And then you can do it. My
Yeah.
biggest thing to people is don't ever do anything for the money. If you do it for the money, you're not going to succeed unless you have a major plan and you put in lots of work. There is no fly-by-nights in this world, unless you have a great mind and super creativity, but then you wouldn't be talking to me. You already know what you have to do. But I always tell people, go focus. Don't super focus on one thing. Get your plan. What do you want to do? Where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you do? What do you consider a failure? Because there's no failure. The failure is not trying. That's
Right.
where the failure is at. If you try, you don't fail. If you don't succeed, you still don't fail. It just propels you to the next. You learn from your mistakes, and that's how life is. That's what everything is. So, yes, golf is my canvas. Get out there, and I see the trajectory that I could have from that to bring it into real world.
Wow. So, what advice would you give to someone who's passionate about golf
Mm-hmm.
and wants to connect and bring something forth from that?
I say to elevate other people, you have to be able to ultimately impact somebody. You have to. You've impacted me a great deal,
Oh,
more than you ever know. Like your songs. When I used to listen to your music. You knew it. I listened to your music. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And I'm trying to figure, oh my God, she's singing, she's drawing, she has sock monkey, she has a lot of stuff going on. How did she do it? But you did it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's a passion. It's something that you want. So I always tell somebody, don't do things for money. Do it out of passion. Give to others. When you give, you will receive. Guaranteed.
Yes.
That's just
Yes.
the way life is.
You
Mm-hmm.
supported me for over 20 years. I mean, you've just
Yes.
been a huge supporter, and I appreciate you, Bill.
I
Wow.
really supported you. I think we supported each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Ultimately,
we
we
both,
supported each other because your gifts are amazing. And that's
thank
what I'm saying.
you.
know if you really understand the impact that you have on people, with your words, with your paintings, with your sock monkeys, with the twins and the sock monkeys. I have it all, and I appreciate it all. So you've done a lot over the
Thank
20
you.
years. Yeah.
Thank
So,
you so much.
yeah.
So, can you speak about what's coming up next, or is that just going to be
Yeah.
revealed in time?
So, you know, you might have asked before, pick a title of my life. And
Yeah.
the title I would have, I created for myself a couple is Sailing Towards Forever.
Mm.
What I appreciate is that the sea can be calm. The sea can be really rough. The sea can throw whatever it wants at you. But in the end, I'm still sailing for forever. I'm going to meet those rocky waters, those huge caps. I'm going to meet everything head on, and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to sail towards my forever, where I want to be. So that would be the title of my story, Sailing Towards Forever. I have a lot behind me, but it's good stuff. But what's in front of me is amazing. We have Par and Pickle, which has taken off. We've covered stuff. Greg Wise, he basically adopted me several months ago. I call him Papa, and I call his wife Mama. They're a true blessing to me. I met them through golf and everything. And the adventures that we have been on and doing, we've covered Balloon Fiesta, which has been amazing. They're using the videos that have been shot. We've caught some great shots. I've taken photography. We cover pickleball. We've been to Kansas City. We've done all kinds of stuff. So we decided that while golf is going to be our engine, this new project that's coming out is covering everything. So being that, of course, I am the golf father per se, Wise Guy's coming. We have Wise Guys, and that just happened his last name. So as God is funny, right? I'm the
Yeah.
golf father. He's wise. So we are the Wise Guys. So we got a lot of stuff coming. It's going to be really big in January for the PGA show, maybe in October, but it's really, really big. And ultimately, it's to help other people like us, podcasters and everything else. So there is a show. Big's Golf Talk is on hiatus. Big's got a lot of stuff going on his life. It's still there in his heart. So we still have that. It's still there, but it's on hiatus. But this new chapter is something that I've always wanted. I wanted something that I can not be my own boss, but be my own boss. You know what I mean? I don't want,
Yeah.
but I want to be able, if something stands out to me, whether I've met some amazing women, and I'm a big proponent of women in golf, women clothing, women, anything that deals with that, we want to cover. As a matter of fact, I'm going to open this invitation now. Once we are up, we were talking this morning. We would love to have you on as a guest.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yes. So we do have that down, but it's really, really big, and there's a lot of people involved behind the scenes. So, it's all in the works, and they want us to keep it on the down low. So I got to keep it low.
Got
But
it.
we have Ignite Golf Network, we have Wise Guy Media, and then the big umbrella's coming. And when the umbrella comes, that's when everybody's going to be like, oh, that's what he's doing. So in the meantime, I'm still writing. I still help with magazines. We do East Southern Golf, Up Golf. I'm all over the place. So I do a lot of stuff. I keep stuff in the background, because I don't need to be front and center. So I will help people. They know if they want an article, they want pictures. If I'm somewhere, we can share. I share with I call my boy Tricky Ricky. He's from Las Vegas. He's on TV. He's in the news. He's all over the place. I'll give him stuff. He gives me stuff. So those things are all coming. I don't want to be, oh, he's just golf. No. So the golf father is trying to transition to just Bill Cuebas. So if I can become Bill Cuebas, I can have a bigger reach. I don't want to be locked into just golf. You know what I mean? Because like Shannon Grissom, she's an artist. She's a creator. She does cards. She does paintings. She golfs. She sings. She teaches. You do all kinds of stuff. I don't want to be locked in. And I
Right.
started feeling that way. I started feeling
Yeah.
locked in. So that's where I'm going. I'm going into a transition for Bill Cuebas,
Got
and
it.
I want to bring a lot more to the table for everybody and everyone.
Do you have a website that's just Bill, or where's
No,
the?
they can reach me. I'm all over social media. I got a lot of followers. Thank goodness that people actually like what I got to say. But they can find me at W Cuevas on Instagram,
Okay.
Twitter, Facebook. Uh, I go on. I try not. I try to keep those things kind of personal on those things.
Yeah.
But Ignite Golf Network, East Southern Golf. They can find me anyway. Just punch in my name, the Golf Father. It comes up a lot of it. LinkedIn. William, the Golf Father Cuevas. So it's there. Find me if you want, have questions, whatever. Just hit me up or go to Ignite Golf Network. You'll find a lot
Okay.
of our stuff there. I'm everywhere. I'm just going everywhere. My next article that I'm releasing in probably today or tomorrow is on Balloon Fiesta, which is coming up, which is an amazing event. So that's all part of the Bill Cuevas as opposed to the Golf Father. So,
Oh, that's
yes.
great. Well, I will put all those notes in the link so that people can find you.
Okay.
Wow. Boy, you're just on fire in a very good way. I'm so happy for you. And congratulations on your new marriage. You just got back from your honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's kind of funny wearing a ring and stuff. Yeah. It's funny calling somebody your wife. I didn't think that ever was going to happen again, but God works in funny ways. God
Hey,
put
yeah.
people in your path. And who am I to say no? If the man puts it in front of me and says, this is something that you need to do that's good for you, do it.
Yeah.
Just, sometimes your brain doesn't allow you to do what you need to do, what's good for you. Sometimes you really do have to follow your heart
Yeah.
and just go from there. If you use the two of them in a combination, you'll be okay. You meet somewhere in the middle and you can conquer everything that's coming your way.
You know what? I agree. When my head and my heart are aligned, there's no stopping me. But when I just think I should do something, it's not that.
Nope.
Thankfully, if my heart's in it, it kind of carries the rest of me
Yeah.
along.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. You got to have that peace of mind. You got to have that
Yeah.
equilibrium, that balance between the two. And if you can, there's nothing going to stop you. You know
Right.
what I mean? You just got to believe
Yeah.
that you can do it. And I believe, I really believe that God has a better plan for me and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and everything else. And I just it is Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I just sit back and I enjoy the ride. And ultimately, these last 3.5, 4 years have been amazing. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm really looking forward to see what sailing towards forever is going to do for me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I see it. I see it. And I've done things now and at this old age that I wanted to do when I was a kid, and I never did. I got in my own way. Growing up, you don't want to do, I can't do that. There's no time for this. There's no time. People, there's time for it. Make it happen. Don't wait till you're old like me.
Yeah.
Get it done. Do it. Enjoy. Make that sacrifice. You might think it's a sacrifice, but it's not. It's a blessing. And that's the thing. When you understand you can sacrifice, it's not a sacrifice. It's really something that you should be doing. Do it. That's all I can tell people. Do it. If it's in your heart, it's in your mind, do it. Don't stop yourself. Make it happen, because it may not happen if you don't do it now. Don't
Yeah.
wait for tomorrow what you can do today. This world has become a land of hasta mañana, tomorrow. No, do it now. Get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
Well, thanks, Bill. You've been incredibly inspiring. Thanks for being
Thank
here
you.
on the show.
Thank
And
you. I'm grateful to be on your show.
well, thanks everybody for joining us today on Painterly Life. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We will see you next time. That's a wrap.